Hello, Internet. My name is Leeroy, and I'm hunting for Forrest Fenn's treasure. If you wait just a second, I'll tell you all about No Paddle Up Your Creek. Dang it, Billy Bob. Does this smell like fried chicken to you, Billy Bob? I smell fried chicken. Man, I could go for some Chick-fil-A right now. Oh, welcome back, Internet. Y'all wonder why I'm at this here junkyard. I'm fixing to hunt down some tires for my truck so I can head out west. I probably need some brakes too, and a muffler, shocks, maybe even some windshield wipers. They's around here somewhere. I'll find them. In the meantime, I want to talk to you about No Paddle Up Your Creek. That's a clue from the poem. The poem reads, There'll be no paddle up your creek, just heavy loads and water high. You don't know what that means, but I do. Forrest Fenn talks in his book about how he used to get in trouble in school. His old man was a principal there, so he'd give him spankings. That's just what they did back in the day. The principal would give you spankings for all sorts of things. Except he was also his dad, so when Forrest Fenn got home, he'd get more spankings on account of getting spankings at school. That's double spankings. That don't seem right. Round here, we called them whoopings. I got whoopings all the darn time. This one day, I was playing hooky from school, and I headed up the creek a ways to go fishing with the cane pole and bobber. I was out there most of the day, and about the time school let out, I snuck back home and let on that I was at school the whole time. I almost got away with it, but somehow I done tracked mud all through the kitchen. I tried to blame it on the dog, but Ma, she lit into me good. She said, wait till your pa gets home. He's going to give you a whooping. I weren't looking forward to no whooping. Around my house, whoopings were a big deal. My old man, he had skill. He'd make us go out and cut our own switches off the tree. If they weren't up to his standard, he'd whoop us with that, and then make us go out and find a better one. Then he'd whoop us with that too. He'd whoop us with green switches mostly 'cause they was flexible. One day I saw he was out working on something in the shed. I didn't know what it was. I weren't but knee-high to a grasshopper at the time. After a while he came out grinning. He had cut himself a hand out of a piece of pine board and said, Boy, you better be good or I'm going to whoop you with the hand next time. The hand weren't no joke. He done drilled a bunch of holes in the palm of it. He said that was to cut down on wind resistance. Then he tied a piece of string to the end of it and hung it up in the den where we could always see it. Whenever we started acting up, he'd just look over at the hand and we'd settle down. That's all it took. I mean, he never did whoop us with the hand and all, but he always threatened to. He was sure handy with the switches, though. I thought for sure I was getting a whooping with the hand the day I played hooky. I didn't want none of that. No green switches neither. It was all I could do to wait until he got home from work. I was sweating something fierce. Ma kept saying he gonna whoop me good. When he finally did get home, I ran out to the driveway and confessed all about it. I thought I was dead for sure. But then he didn't do nothing. He just said, Well, boy, did you catch anything? And that's the way it goes sometimes. So I figure when Forrest Fenn says there'll be no paddle up your creek, he just means he's gone fishing and ain't getting no whooping for it. It's symbological. It's hard for a man to go fishing these days without someone yelling at him. Whenever I go fishing, the wife, she says, Leroy, you better go get a job and quit wasting your time on the internet. I say, Shut up, woman. I don't need no job. I'm going to find that treasure chest, ain't I? In the meantime, I'm going fishing. Sometimes I get away with saying that too. Most times, well, something else. I'm just saying, you don't know how Forrest Fenn thinks. He don't want to be bothered by nobody. He just wants to go fishing without repercussions. That's what he's saying when he says no paddle up your creek. He just wants to go fishing. You didn't think of that 'cause you got no imagination. Don't worry, I done solved it for you. You're welcome. It's like when I go to Chick-fil-A. I don't want to be bothered neither. I just have a hankering for waffle fries. Delicious, yummy, tasting waffle fries. Now it's time for viewer mail. This email comes from a guy we'll call Jim. Jim says, Hey Leroy, can you tell me what's wrong with my solve? I wrote to Forrest, but he won't say. Sure, Jim. How much time you got? We might be here a while. I'm not saying it's bad, but for Forrest Fenn to tell you everything that's wrong with it, he'd have to write a whole nother book. If he charged a nickel a word, he'd have enough to hide another treasure chest. Ain't nobody got time for that. I ain't saying you dumb, but if I asked you to speak your mind, you'd be speechless. I kid Jim, he's good people. I wrote back to him and said he done solved all 9 clues. But just between me and you, he only saw 4.5, because he's a halfwit. Hey, this is Leroy. Hope you like my video. I got more coming for you to check out unless I find the treasure chest first. You can let me know in the comments section what you're thinking. If you like this video, be sure to click the like button below and subscribe. Be sure to share it with your friends on Facebook and Twitter. And don't forget to check back soon for the next one. Holler at you later.